Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the main card of UFC 191. We're talking with returning guests Nick Kalikas and Brad Taschuk, both from MMAOddsBreaker.com. All right, guys, the fifth fight on the main card is Alex Chambers and Paige VanZant. Now, this just looks like it's setting up to promote VanZant here, right? A lot of people said this fight shouldn't even be on the main card, but it is. It's obviously kind of a step down in class for VanZant, kind of a gimme win. She's minus 1,300. Where's the betting value there? I don't know. Does Alex Chambers have any shot at plus 850? Brad Taschuk, what do you say?
I cannot find a reason to care about this fight. It's just horrible matchmaking. Obviously, the UFC wants Paige VanZant to win and be a star, and they want to get her on pay-per-view, but I just don't care. She's going to go in there. She's going to beat up Alex Chambers. Chambers is tough, so maybe she lasts to the final bell, but I find it's difficult because VanZant just keeps up that pace that not a lot of people can compete with. And if you look at Chambers' last fight, she took a heck of a beating against Kailin Curran, and Kailin Curran took a hell of a beating from Paige VanZant. So, just put those things together. I know MMA math doesn't always work, right, but in this case, I think it's a pretty apt formula.
All right, but I mean, a lot of people, we care about this fight because maybe there's a way to make a little bit of money. You don't see that?
Not particularly, because I'm not sure if VanZant's going to get the stoppage late, late second round, third round, or if it's going to go to the distance. So it's tough, and neither of those numbers really offers a whole lot of value. Inside the distance, minus 130, decision, plus 150. It's just not something that I really want to play either one of, given what we know about both these fighters.
Nick Kalikas, considering the matchup and the odds, I just can't see you having gotten a lot of betting action on this fight yet. I mean, who are people going to bet here? They're going to lay 1,300 with VanZant. As much of an edge as she has, I just don't see anyone really doing that.
There are people doing it, no doubt about it. I mean, it's not nothing crazy like you said. I mean, but there are people definitely doing it. I mean, I think it's a sure thing. And you know what? There's times where the UFC kind of smiles when an upset happens. And in the last fight when Curran got beat late, I bet you, I mean, they were kind of shocked. I'm sure a lot of people were, because Curran was actually, I mean, on her way to an easy decision over Chambers, to be honest with you. And then all of a sudden she gets caught. So they go from a little bit of shock to, well, okay, this was an upset. We could just feed her to somebody else now. I mean,
this is being set up as like a gimme fight for Paige VanZant, but wasn't the Curran fight a little bit like that as well?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, they were expecting Curran to get the W there. And Curran, believe it or not, I mean, she hasn't obviously fared too well in her 2 UFC fights thus far, but she's better than that. I mean, she could really win some fights in the UFC. She just she hasn't been successful. And that's her own fault with fight IQ and everything else. But that being said, yes, it was a setup fight. They were expecting Curran to get the win, so now they're just feeding her to Paige VanZant. I mean, VanZant has that star power for sure. She's got the ability. The girl keeps on improving, which you got to love it. I mean, I can understand why. I mean, she's very marketable. She has a good fan following already, and she's going to go out there, and even if she doesn't finish here, she's going to dominate, I mean, Chambers so bad that, I mean, it's going to be a clear-cut, easy decision. She's going to look good doing it. So, yeah, it's just kind of, again, a throwaway fight. And they're definitely expecting her to look good. It's, Paige VanZant's fight to win or lose. And obviously, unless she has an awful night, she's sick or something like that, she's going to win the fight.
All right, Nick Kalikas and Brad Taschuk from MMAOddsBreaker.com. Thanks so much for all your insights.